I want to move on to the thing that I've started because I have a lot to talk about with the thing that I've started.
What have you got?
This week, what I've started is I have started playing the Nintendo Switch 2.
Ooh, they got in quick, folks. They got in lightning quick. Didn't it come out 2 days ago?
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
It came out yesterday.
Wow.
I went to my intention was not to buy the Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, this is getting good.
And then I was somewhere that was right next to a GameStop. And at the time I was looking on my phone and somebody had threaded, hey, GameStop's offering pre-orders for this midnight release from 3 p.m. And I was like, well, it's 4 o'clock. Let me just go literally half a block away to this GameStop and see if they have one. If they do, then yeah, I'll buy one. But I was like, it's been an hour.
They won't.
They won't. They did. So like, they asked me if I'd like to buy one, and I said, yeah, I guess so. And then
I didn't expect to get this far.
I put my card down, and they're like, great, come back at 12 a.m. and pick it up. I went and saw a movie in the city. I got back at like 12:40. By that point, they were shut. The midnight release had happened. There were still people in the store, like, packing down. I was knocking on the window, like, please let me in. I was showing them my receipt. They weren't having a cent of it. No. They were like, nah, we're shut.
They've just had the hardest day of the year.
Yeah, like, respect, for sure. But also, I want to get this thing that I didn't want to buy.
I'm attached now.
Well, yeah. So then I was able to get it the next day, which is on release day. And I got it last night. Now I've had it for not even 12 hours. And let me tell you, I don't know how I feel about this at all. And I feel like I'm not experienced enough with the console to be able to chat about it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Too bad. The podcast date was scheduled. You got to go in cold.
Do I have any Switch 2 games? No. Have I been playing anything that like uses any of the functionality of the Nintendo Switch 2 that makes it different than the Nintendo Switch 1? No. I've been playing a bit of Hades and a bit of Breath of the Wild. Have I upgraded Breath of the Wild with a $10 upgrade to make it like visually look so much better and use some of the like Nintendo Switch hardware acceleration, all of that, and texture rendering, whatever the fuck? No, because that would require me paying $10 more. And I spent so much money on this thing. I spent
700.
Yeah, it's
Australian?
like $7. It was more than $7. So it's 700 in Australia. It was 480 here with tax, which is
That's more.
730 or 740 Australian. So I spent more than I would in Australia. It also has an American adapter. So yeah, it's probably it's just a taxes thing. So it has an American AC adapter. I don't know if I'll be able to use it when I go back to Australia, or if I'll just have to buy a new like adapter and power supply or whatever. And I realized after I got it that I don't care about any of the games that are currently on there. Here are the games. For those of you, for listeners who don't know.
You don't want to play Mario Kart, but it's open world?
Mario Kart
thing
World.
That nobody asked for?
It costs $80 American, 120 Australian. I just dropped so much money on the console. I'm not spending that much money on Mario Kart. I could buy Cyberpunk, I guess. That's now on there. Fuck. I really just bought this console without thinking or like genuinely having anything to play on it.
Because the last time we had this chat,
Yeah.
it was a while away and things were leaking and we were like, yeah, now sounds fine. And we said, are you going to get it? And both of us said, nah.
Well, here's the thing. I think there are cool things about it. I think the mouse controls are really sick. I haven't been able to use them, but just the concept I have the console, but the concept of the mouse controls that I haven't used yet seem really cool. It's great to be able to play 4K HD and plugged into a TV. I don't have a TV here either, so this is portable only. It's like better, but it's also just like a Nintendo Switch Plus, you know?
Yeah.
Ultra.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I also picked up my Switch this morning and just opened it up. I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun, actually. This is like nice and light. Like it's a lot lighter than the Switch 2. I'm like, I'm really enjoying this Nintendo Switch that I already have that I didn't have to pay like $380 or whatever for.
Yeah. Are you going to keep the old one?
am I going to keep the old one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the dilemma that I've been going through, right?
Okay.
So, for a while, I've been enjoying my Switch, but I've been wanting to play not only a bit more demanding games on it, but games that I am not able to play on a Switch, like a lot of the PlayStation games that I love. So I've been considering getting a Steam Deck. I thought, well, I could get a Steam Deck. I could play some of the PlayStation games on that. I also could play a bunch of indie titles on that. And Steam has sales often. That's kind of cool. So I thought that's cool, but also I love my Switch, and this Switch 2 is coming out, so maybe I should just upgrade the Switch 2 to that. And I thought, well, I'll wait until the Switch 2 releases. And instead of like waiting until the Switch 2 releases and then considering, I was just like, well, the Switch 2 is releasing and I have the opportunity to buy it, which I might not have for like however many months, so I'll just buy it right now. But now I'm thinking that maybe I should have bought a Steam Deck.
It sounds like you got caught up in the urgency a little bit.
1,000%. It was a complete impulse decision.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, the Switch 2. We've been waiting for the Switch 2 for like 8 years.
Yeah. Well, waiting or just it has not yet been here.
It has not yet been here. We've been waiting for the Switch 2 for like 3 years, whatever.
This is interesting to me because this is the sort of decision you would usually consider really carefully.
Yeah.
Which I think you're doing now. But now it's after.
Now it's after.
Post-buy clarity.
So I might be considering, here's a hot take here, returning my Switch 2.
Oh, can you?
I have 14 days to return it. I have opened it, but the way that the box works, there's no like sort of seal. So if I just like wipe it down and factory reset it and like, you know, it's basically new. I barely touched it. I got it less than 24 hours ago, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really considering returning it and getting myself a Steam Deck. And the benefits of a Steam Deck are all of the things that I've not like really that I've really deprioritized in gaming for a long while. Because the Steam Deck, for listeners who don't know, it's basically just a portable PC. It is a Nintendo Switch, but it plays like it runs Windows and like plays stuff like a PC would.
Yeah.
And all of the things that I hate about PCs and PC gaming is like, you never know if it's going to work with your hardware. You have to do a bunch of finicking in the settings, blah, 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 blah. But there are a lot of benefits of like, well, you can get games for a lot cheaper. And one of the cool things about the Steam Deck is because it's made by Steam, they do verify when games can work well with the Steam Deck. So that's kind of good. But yeah, like I've been a big console person for a long time. But right now, when games are costing up to $80 American, 120 Australian, I'm like, I can't be doing that, you know?
Sure. Yeah. It does seem interesting. Like, if what you're looking for is like both a range of options to play, but also a range of places to buy, buying a second Switch. I've punched the bloody microphone. Here's some things that don't make sense about this. I have to list them. Buying a second Switch doesn't help with that. Buying a Steam Deck does help with that.
Yeah.
And it's probably cheaper in the short and long term. So it does seem like a curious decision given what your like stated intentions are.
Yes, I have very clear stated intentions.
Yeah.
However, I just want, just to justify my purchase, right? I was next to a GameStop and they had some available and it was launch day.
Did you get scarred by the PS5 not being available?
I got the PS5 on launch.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know you did because I remember. But is this like a trauma response? Being like, I gotta get it.
Yes, I genuinely think so. And the thing that I'm still not like that I need to realize is that was because it was the middle of COVID and there were shortages and like chip shortages and manufacturing issues and shipment stuff. And like people couldn't get PS5s for up until a year after the launch, even a bit longer. So I'm still in that mindset of like, I need to get it now. Because if I don't get it now, then I'm never
whereas
gonna get
now, there's no problem with supply chains. Economic volatility gone way down. International trade looking smooth as it's ever been.
Okay, hold on. Let's not go too far there.
Chips not contentious at all in terms of economics or geopolitics. Taiwan, everything just swell over there.
You only hit the
problems
table
on
once. You don't need to
horizon.
keep listing things. Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, no,
I think you should pay $10 to at least try out the new stuff before you make a choice.
But here's the thing, right? I'm in this
You won't
situation
get
where
the
if I
10
pay
back.
$10, then it's $10 for something that I can't use if I don't like it. Like if I pay $10 to upgrade my game to the Switch 2 version and then decide
you love
this
it.
isn't for me. No, if I decide this isn't for me,
Oh, sure.
then I return the Switch 2. Now I paid $10 for a version of a game that I am not taking
Yeah, but
advantage
it's
of.
$10. That's like half a movie ticket. That's like 10 slices of pizza over there.
You make a very compelling
Hang on. No, I've just convinced myself that you should instead go and buy 10 slices of pizza. Here's the thing though. Here's the real danger, which you haven't clocked yet, is that your $10 costs you $700. Because what if that fucking mouse pad shit is so good that you're like, this tips me just over the line to keeping it. That's the danger. So
Do you think I should buy both? Do you think I should buy a Steam Deck? And
I don't think you should buy both.
Then I should have a Switch 2, and a Steam Deck. Honestly, you've convinced me, I think, Reuben. I think I'm going to buy a Steam Deck as well and just like not return this one.
As a semi-impartial observer who just wants good content and to hear how the mouse feels, I just think you should try the mouse before you return it. Because really, all you've done is play on a Switch with a slightly better screen. You haven't really engaged with the Switch 2.
This is 1,000% correct. And look, people are going to be pissed off hearing this because, it's a stupid situation that I put myself in, being like, I think I should return the Switch 2 after playing it as a Switch 1.
Yeah.
Now, is it like a long-term investment? Because this is going to be around for the next 8 years. And here's the thing. I know that I'm going to buy a Switch 2 at some point, right?
Well, it's never going to be more expensive than this, though. It's only going to be cheaper.
Exactly.
Wait, you know you're going to buy a Switch 2 eventually?
Yes.
So you might as well wait and buy an Australian one, yeah. And not have to bring it back, or like how many kilos is that going to add on the plane back?
I didn't even think of that. I did not even think of that. Should I try the mouse thing right now?
Yeah, why not? I'm just going to Google how much a Steam Deck costs.
So I've figured out that you can actually use the Switch controls, like the mouse controls, just like on the menu. You don't have to like use a particular game for it. So let me try it out.
Here you go, listeners. The cutting edge of tech journalism. What you're going to get is Jett using a mouse on a menu.
Oh, okay. Ooh, it feels like a mouse. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. So it turns out, Reuben and listeners, I'm going to, let me move this so that Reuben can see. There we go. So we have the screen here, right? There's a screen. I got the controller. I'm just putting it down on my bed. And now we have a mouse, right? The mouse is moving about. And when you move the thumbstick, you can scroll with the thumbstick. So that's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah, like this. Like this. You scroll with that.
That's what you always did. You just went left, left, right, left, left.
No, but this is more like if you're using a scroll wheel on a computer mouse, you know?
This seems like a software thing that they could have put on the Switch 1 if they wanted. Not the trackpad bit on the bottom, but this scroll bit.
Well, you could always scroll by just like moving the thumbstick. But this is more like when you have
That's
it
what I just
sideways,
said.
you can scroll. Look, I'm just saying, like if you're in I guess, it's the same as just moving the thumbstick. I guess it's not that cool. It feels like
I
I'm
think
using a
they've
little
tricked us all
computer.
here. I don't think this is actually a new console.
I like this a lot, actually.
I think this is a
I might
Switch
keep
Pro.
Ooh, wait, why didn't that click? Okay, so here's the thing. When I'm clicking to click, it's not clicking.
You might keep it because it can scroll.
I might keep it because the controller feels like a mouse. And this is, Reuben, let me just tell you, Reuben and listeners, this is the only thing that I've experienced about the Switch 2, besides the screen being a bit bigger, that makes it feel different to the Switch that I already owned and paid zero money for in the past, like, 6 years that I've had it. So this is monumental for me.
You could buy a mouse for your computer if you want that mouse feel.
I don't need a mouse for my computer.
No, you don't need a mouse for your Switch either.
But I've never used a mouse for the Switch. Reuben, I can play Civ 6 on this.
You can play Civ 6 on 2 other devices that you own already.
I can play Civ 7 on this.
Ditto what I said before.
Wait, okay, here's another thing, right? I do have a computer. Okay. It is a Mac. But I could probably play the games that I want to play on the Mac instead of on a Steam Deck.
Or on a Steam Deck.
Have I made a massive mistake?
Yeah, I think you have.
What do I do here?
Well, I don't know. The reason you would get it is like if you didn't have a Switch, so not that reason.
Yep.
If you really liked the Nintendo games that were on it, so not that reason.
Not that reason.
Or if you had unlimited money, so not that
Not
reason.
that I don't have
So
unlimited money.
why do you have it is my question.
Well, Reuben, it was launch day and it was there. And do I feel a little bad because I have one and someone who probably really wants a Switch is not able to get one right now?
Well, guess what? They didn't wake up and they didn't go at 4 p.m. in the afternoon and they didn't accidentally see it half a block away. So, joke's on them. They didn't want it enough.
They didn't want it enough. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Do you want it?
Do I want it?
Yeah, do you want to buy it off me?
No.
But here's the thing, Reuben. I think you've forgotten this part of it. You can get Civilization 7 for $20.
$20?
Wait, no, that's the upgrade pack. Sorry, it costs $109 Australian.
But I could play it on the tram.
Wait, never mind. That's the Ultimate Edition. You can get it for $76.45 right now. You have 4 days to decide because the sale's ending.
Plus $700.
Or you could get Civ 6 for $10.
I already have bought Civ 6 for less than that twice.
So what do you recommend?
I think you have provided you with all the information you need to make this decision. Here is one more thing I will say. Mm-hmm. Given that you are likely to buy a new console in the next year or two, and that it is likely to be either a Switch 2 or a Steam Deck, what is the price difference that would make you preference the Switch? Like, how much does a Steam Deck have to cost before you're like, that's basically paying for a PC, I'm going to go with this Switch 2 instead?
Maybe like $5.50 American. Like, here's the thing, right? With the Steam Deck, the games are going to be so much cheaper. So this is going to cost me way more in the long run. I'm speaking of this as if it's a hypothetical. This is going to this currently in the path that I have chosen.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so $5.50 is the difference between the two?
Oh, no. Like, I don't know, $200 maybe. Maybe $150. Maybe $100. Tell me how much it is. Tell me how much it is.
I found one for 800 Australian.
Okay.
And the rest
That's
of them
Australian.
are like 1,100.
So yeah. In America, I think it's like $400 maybe for the LCD Steam Deck, where it's $450 for a Switch 2. And then for the OLED Steam Deck, I think it's $500 or $550. Mm-hmm. And then it gets more expensive for like the 1 terabyte OLED Switch Steam Deck.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm going to put this away right now. Let me just snap
You can't
this
not know.
control
I'm going to
back
make
on.
you make a decision.
I can't. Fuck.
Because if you don't make a decision, you'll just fall into like, I have this, it's here, I'll just do it. It's an investment or whatever. You'll say something stupid
It's an
like I said
investment.
about my computer, like 2030 Switch.
It looks really pretty though. Well, actually, it doesn't look as pretty as I'd like. I think I like the original Switch better because it has the colored Joy-Cons. This doesn't. It's all black. I actually think this doesn't look pretty. I think this looks like shit. I think I should return it and get a Steam Deck, which looks worse because it looks like an ugly PC handheld. But it's
But it's better.
but it's a PC handheld.
It does more of the things you want it to do.
Yeah. Oh, Reuben, what have I done?
You also have a very powerful iMac here that can probably play everything you want the Steam Deck to do.
Well, the Max.
I actually think the best choice here is not buying another console right now at all.
Here's the thing: the Macs, they don't have the gaming capability that even a Steam Deck would.
See, like you say that, but like, what are you playing? Are you going to be playing Hearts of Iron 4 on your Mac? No.
I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3.
You're going to be playing Last of Us Part 2 Remastered
Yes.
PC.
Yes, that is exactly what I've been really wanting to play.
I think you need to do what I do, which is just have a friend who has the console that plays the games that interest you.
So do you want to buy the Switch 2 off me?
No, are you giving the PlayStation away for free though? Because I will take that.
Listeners, this is my dilemma. Write in. Let me know what I should do. If I should return my Switch 2 and buy myself a Steam Deck, if I should keep the Switch 2, if I should just burn my money, because that might be a safer bet at this point.
See, I feel like I know you, and I think that this is the last chance. I think by the time the listeners write in, it will be too late. Because it'll just be part of it. It'll just be like, this. I just own this now.
You're maybe right.
I think you got to return it today.
Today?
Yeah. Mark my words. If you don't return this in the next 2 days, you're keeping it.
I think I need to order a Steam Deck the same day that I return the Switch 2.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll keep the Switch 1 no matter what. Is that correct?
I love the Switch 1. The Switch 1's great.
But do you love any games on it that aren't on the... but then I suppose you're buying them again on a new console.
The Steam Deck plays different games than the Switch does.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 plays all the Switch 1 games. It's like...
yeah.
It's like going from a PS4 to a PS5 if the PS5 didn't have the games that. No, well, the PS5...
didn't have new exclusives that you wanted, like God of War, Ragnarok, or whatever.
I really don't care that much about Nintendo exclusives.
Yeah.
At all. I barely buy any games on the... my favorite games on the Switch, Hades has been one that I've really enjoyed lately, and, Animal Crossing. And it's great for Mario Kart when I have friends and a TV. I don't have a TV. And I've moved to a different country. So, what are we going to do here?
Oh, wait, I've got it.
Yep.
Buy an Xbox.
That I can't plug into anything. That's like buying gold, I reckon. You just have it and hold it, and you don't do anything
and you
with
hope that it retains its value, that everyone just pretends it has.
Yeah. Well, actually, I already
it's actually not very useful.
Reuben, I don't know if you know this, but I already have an Xbox. Because this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Everything is an Xbox, according to Microsoft in the past 2 months with their Everything is an Xbox campaign.
Everything's an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox.
All right. Okay. I'm feeling no more resolute than I did at the beginning of this podcast.
No more resolute in either direction?
I think I will return the Switch. I'm going to end this saying, do not buy a Nintendo Switch 2. They're a scam. They're scamming you out of your money.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's my start at it. Let me know if you've started with a Nintendo Switch 2. Let me know if you've bought one. Let me know if you're regretting or not. Let me know, once again, if you think that I should return it or not. But I think I will. Crazy to be part of a launch day event only to return the console because I didn't care that much.
Awesome. Great.